Over.
Good. Okay. Good evening. It is 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021, and this is the regular meeting of the Sandpoint City Council. I now call the order at Community Hall, 204 South First Avenue in Sandpoint, Idaho. For the record, I am Mayor Shelby Romstad presiding. Also present are council members Deb Rule, John Darling, Kate McAllister, and Andy Brooke. Council members Shannon Sherman and Joel Espiro are absent this evening. We'll now recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Announcements, staff. We have an announcement or two.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a couple. This will be our last council meeting here at Community Hall. We'll be moving back to council chambers at City Hall for our next council meeting, and the day prior, our Planning and Zoning Commission will be meeting and they'll be testing out our new setup before council comes in the next night. So we're excited to be moving back in there, and for online viewers and people who are participating in person, sound will be substantially improved. Video will be substantially better than what we have been working with for about a year now. So we will be moving back there for our next meeting. We also wanted a public reminder that we have some surplus items that are out for auction. You can get to it off of our website as well as our Facebook page. And we have found unclaimed property that has been added to the auction yesterday, which includes some bikes and lots of bikes. So lots as in it might be a group of 5 or 10 bikes that need some repair, but for somebody that wants to do that, those are up on our auction page and will be up for a few weeks. And then finally, just an announcement and reminder that the boat launch parking lot area at War Memorial Field opened on time. And once again, we are within and under budget for a project at War Memorial Field. So if you haven't been down there, the parking lot's open. The restroom will be set here in the next couple of weeks. So that's not down there yet, but there will be a restroom down there. There is an ADA pathway that goes down to the launch area and along the water. You can access it from the pathway in Lakeview Park. And it really opens up the view. It's more usable space now. We're able to do some cleanup there where the gazebo is, the picnic bench there. So that's a flat area. So really for enjoying the water and people to access it, whether you're boating, whether you're walking, it's a much nicer area down there. So we're really proud of that particular project. And the docks, if they haven't been dropped in, I don't know if they went in today.
We're waiting for the contractor to drop some larger rock. Probably the next couple of days will be able.
So docks will be in this week, just as we are experiencing our hot weather. So if you haven't been to War Memorial Field, it's a beautiful facility, and landscaping went in this week as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's looking great over there, and congratulations to staff and excellent work. Once again, on time and under budget is becoming common theme around here. So job well done. Any other announcements from staff? No? Okay. How about council? Any announcements? Councilor Sherman has joined us. For those participating online, thank you for being here, Dr. Sherman. I have a proclamation to read for National Gun Violence Awareness Day. Whereas every day more than 100 Americans are killed with guns, alongside more than 230 who are shot and wounded. Whereas nationally, there are more than 14,000 gun homicides each year, with Americans 25 times more likely to die by gun homicide than people in other high-income countries. Whereas in an average year in Idaho, 264 people die by guns, reflecting a rate of 15.3 deaths per 100,000 people, ranking Idaho as the 17th highest for gun deaths in the United States. Whereas gun homicides and assaults are concentrated in cities, with more than half of all firearm-related gun deaths in the nation occurring in 127 cities. Whereas cities across the nation, including Sandpoint, are working to end the senseless violence with evidence-based solutions. Whereas protecting public safety in the communities they serve is a mayor's highest responsibility. Whereas support for the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens goes hand in hand with keeping guns away from people with dangerous histories. Whereas mayors and law enforcement officers know their communities best, are the most familiar with local criminal activity and how to address it, and are best positioned to understand how to keep their citizens safe. Whereas gun violence prevention is more important than ever as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to exacerbate gun violence after more than a year of increased gun sales, increased calls to suicide and domestic violence hotlines, and an increase in city gun violence. Whereas in January 2013, Hadiyah Pendleton was tragically shot and killed at age 15. And on June 4th, 2021, to recognize what would have been Hadiyah's 24th birthday on June 2nd, people across the United States will recognize National Gun Violence Awareness Day and wear orange in tribute to Hadiyah, other victims of gun violence, and the loved ones of those victims, an idea inspired by a group of Hadiyah's friends who asked their classmates to commemorate her life by wearing orange. Choosing this color because hunters wear orange to announce themselves to other hunters when out in the woods, and because orange is a color that symbolizes the value of human life. Whereas anyone can join this campaign by pledging to wear orange on June 4th, the first Friday in June, to help raise awareness about gun violence. Whereas by wearing orange on June 4th, Americans will raise awareness about gun violence and honor the lives of gun violence victims and survivors. And whereas we renew our commitment to reduce gun violence and pledge to do all we can to help firearms out of the wrong hands, to help keep firearms out of the wrong hands, and encourage responsible gun ownership to help keep our children safe. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Shelby Ronstadt, Mayor of Sandpoint, Idaho, hereby declare the first Friday in June, June 4th, 2021, to be National Gun Violence Awareness Day in Sandpoint, and encourage all citizens to support their local community's efforts to prevent the tragic effects of gun violence and to honor and value human lives. Thanks for Thank you. Yeah, that feels good. It feels good.
We'll be back.
Appreciate it. Okay, sounds good. Okay, with that, we will now proceed with the public forum portion of the meeting. Are there any members of the public present who would like to address council and myself regarding items listed on the consent calendar or on any topic not on the agenda this evening?
No one online, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, that concludes the public forum this evening. Now for the consent calendar, for the record, the total amount of bills is $137,956.36 for regular payables. Are there any items council wishes to remove from the consent calendar? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to consent calendar be approved.
So
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. I'm going to give it to John. He was louder. This will be a roll call vote.
Councilwoman McAllister,
Yes.
Councilman Grove,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rule,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sherman,
Yes.
Councilman Darling.
Yes.
Motion passes and this meeting is adjourned at 5:39.